please welcome back JCCA Chief Executive Officer Ronald Richter.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is, of course, an honor to be here again and to talk a little bit about Eric L. Adams, a great American politician. Mayor Adams served as an officer in the New York City Transit Police and then the New York City Police Department for over 20 years, retiring at the rank of captain. As a captain in the NYPD, Mayor Adams experienced firsthand the importance of connecting with communities and the value that communities put on safety for their children and for their families. It was my honor to serve on Mayor Adams' transition team. He has assembled a top-notch human services team, all of whom are dedicated to the finest outcomes for children, young people, and families in New York. There is no better cheerleader for this great city than our 110th mayor, and I am thrilled to have him with us this evening. I am humbled and truly, truly honored to welcome Mayor Eric L. Adams to share a few words.
I'm bald-headed, guys, good looking. We attend these events. We pour money into these moments, and sometimes we don't even see the results of how well your contributions, help shape a life. But I think about over and over again when I used to wake up in the morning and dread going to school. You walk in the classroom at PS 140 Queens on 167th Street in South Jamaica, Queens, and you see on the back of the chair, the dummy student. And I resented going in that classroom, and I used to hear that alarm clock go off, and I said, why am I going back? Why am I putting myself through this over and over again? And then stumbling through high school, making my way to Queensborough Community College, sitting in the library. And as fate would have it, as luck would have it, hearing a student in that next aisle, listening to a documentary on learning disability, dyslexia to be exact. I took out the documentary and I looked at it, and I remember like it was yesterday, leaning back in the chair, said, darn it, you're dyslexic. And to watch the enjoyment of going from a D student to being on the dean's list just meant so much for me. But I was lucky. 30% of our inmates are dyslexic. 55% have a learning disability. 80% don't have a high school diploma at Rikers Island or equivalency diploma. So this is just an evening tonight where you're just doing what you always do, just contribute back to humankind. But it's more than that. You are saving lives. And the beauty of this humanistic moment is that you don't have to. I'm pretty sure all of us in this room could go on with our lives and enjoy our lives, but you feel something that say we have to do more. And I cannot thank you enough. I'm sure Ronald and the organization just appreciate you for what you are doing. You are helping people who, without you, they would be on the wrong path. And as I reflected on the shooting in Texas, When Jordan was born, I remember as he was coming out of his mother's womb, and the doctor reached over to assist, and I moved the doctor's hand, and I touched my son's head because I said, I want to be the first person that touched my son. I thought about that when those babies were shot in Texas. Babies are killing babies. And there's not everything we can do, but what you are doing is taking that pain, that trauma, that fear, and you're saying, I'm going to help. And so I just say, on behalf of the people of the city who felt as though they did not have a chance, I just want to say thank you. There's an Eric Adams somewhere that's afraid to walk into a classroom, that sees the dumb student on the back of his chair. But because of you, he or she feels better about themselves. Thank you. So we want to give this proclamation to this amazing organization on what you do, JCCA. On behalf of the people of the city of New York, we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I always say at these events, it's a blessing to live rich. It's a sin to die rich. Write another check.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Thomas Abenanti, member of the NY State Assembly.
It is an honor to introduce our extraordinary assemblyman from Pleasantville, where our beautiful campus is located, Assemblyman Tom Abenanti.
I always like to be introduced by someone I can see eye to eye with. Thank you for letting me join you this evening. I drove down from Albany. We're in the last few days of session, and it's kind of chaos, but we're getting a lot of things done. I was thinking, I'm here to wish you a happy birthday. 200 years. That's, in Lincoln's terms, 10 score. In family terms, that's about 10 generations. And in terms of your impact, in the terms that the mayor was talking about, that's 17,000 kids you're touching now? And maybe over 1 million over the last 200 years. That's quite an accomplishment. As the mayor said, let's look at the alternatives. But for your efforts, there would be a lot more young people homeless, in jail, creating a lot of victims. But instead, you're taking victimized young people and turning them into fine, upstanding citizens who have a future. I'm thinking back, this is called Ziegfeld, right? The Follies were sometimes back in 1907. Your organization is twice as old. In 1822, I did a quick look as a political figure. I'm in government. I was curious. The president was James Monroe. The Chief Justice was Marshall. The New York governor was DeWitt Clinton. And the mayor was Charles Gottfried Gunther. Anybody hear of him? None of them are still around, but you are. And you're here doing great things, and I've seen it because I live right around the corner from the Pleasantville campus. And I feel a connection to what you're doing because I'm the chair of a new committee called People with Disabilities. And I get to see a lot of different places and a lot of different kids and a lot of different adults. And you're really making a difference. You're really making a difference. I'm the father of a 22-year-old beautiful young man who has autism. And so I've also seen a lot of young people. And I've seen good programs and bad, and I've seen the impact that people like you can have. And I want to thank you on my own behalf, my family's behalf, and on behalf of the people of the state of New York for all of the efforts you're putting in. So tonight is 200 years. I'm expecting that you're going to be around for a while. But the next 100 years will depend on what you all do. And tonight, I think, is a good sign. The next 100 years for JCCA is bright. So thank you for being here. Keep up the good work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd like to bring a proclamation from the state of New York that says thank you. Come over here.